SpongeBob SquarePants the Hedgehog has had a rocky history with video games, but SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom HD Remastered reminds us all that this game really makes you feel like SpongeBob. Hi, I'm from IGN, and this is SpongeBob Games. Ever since the Battle for Bikini Bottom remake was announced, I've seen people all over Twitter discussing the types of SpongeBob games that they played when they were little. Of course, Battle for Bikini Bottom, even stuff like Lights, Camera, Pants, I think it was called, Truth or Square, the Nicktoons racing games. But the one game that I've heard absolutely nothing about is Spongebob's Boating Bash. Released on the Wii in 2010, this was kind of like SpongeBob's answer to Mario Kart. Yeah, SpongeBob's been a part of all the Nicktoons racing games for the past few years, but the characters never had a racing game to call its own. So how do you make a karting game with a character that can't drive? You don't! So the story goes, SpongeBob fails his boating test again. And then as SpongeBob is weeping about not getting his driver's license, this shark dude rolls up. His name is Seymour Scales, and says that he can help SpongeBob get his license. He creates this program called Drive, and each of the letters of the word Drive stands for a different type of mode in the game. So basically, Seymour explains that this course is not to help SpongeBob teach what to do when driving, but what not to do. So the entire game is basically a demolition derby game with SpongeBob characters. Honestly, that's really fitting for the character, and I'm glad they didn't just make another Mario Kart clone and actually did something unique that fit with SpongeBob's character. The game's story mode isn't really anything to write home about, though. I mean, it's just a bunch of missions where they just put a bunch of the game's modes and then put them into various little levels across all the 5 letters of the word drive. You can beat the mode in a little over a couple hours. It's not that much there. But you do want to play the story mode to unlock new boats and characters. When you start the game, you only get 4 characters: SpongeBob, Patrick, Sandy, and Squidward. But you can unlock other characters like Mr. Krabs, Plankton, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy as a duo, Mrs. Puff wearing a ski mask, and finally, the last character you unlock, Seymour Scales. It turns out that at the end of the game, all he was trying to do was scam SpongeBob out of his money, and the license SpongeBob receives at the end of the game is fake. Wow, what a surprise. I'm so surprised that it didn't work. So that's the single-player campaign, but where the game really gets fun is in the multiplayer modes. When I was little, I had a blast with this game. It was so much fun with a bunch of friends. If you get 3 other people and then go into the survival mode, it's a chaotic mess, and it is the most fun you will have with this game. There's boat parts flying everywhere, characters zooming across the track and falling into ditches. Characters even spout one-lines from the show.
This sponge is still mobile. This sponge is still mobile.
Squidward, where are you? Shield me with your forehead. Squidward, where are you? Shield me with your forehead. What kind of place is this? What kind of place is this?
The game's tracks also take place in various Bikini Bottom locations. There's Bikini Bottom Town Square, Glove World, SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward Street, and you can even see their houses in the background. Rock Bottom, Goo Lagoon, Jellyfish Fields. My personal favorite map, well, I don't really remember what it's called, but it takes place on Glove World, and it's just an island surrounded by a giant hole. I also forgot to mention, there is a racing mode, but your boat can still be demolished if you take enough damage. So it's not really a racing mode, but at the same time it is. But honestly, I prefer the demolition modes way more than the racing mode. The way the demolition modes work is that the center of your boat is basically surrounded by an outer shell. Once all the outer part of your boat comes off, the middle part of the boat, the engine, is exposed. And if you get hit enough times there, then you're out. The different modes work in different ways in how you win or get out. Some modes need for you to knock more people out or collect more flying boat parts, and one of them is even just elimination, lasts the longest. So what I'm confused about is why people don't talk about this game. I mean, it was a racing game released for the Wii. It must have been popular. But looking at the game's Wikipedia page and SpongeBob Wiki page, there's not even that much there. I mean, I looked up the term on Twitter, and there's some people talking about it. I saw a couple people ask for a remake of the game, which, hey, that would be nice. I mean, I looked on VG charts for the sales, which, I mean, it's not the most accurate website ever, but there wasn't even any charts for the game on how well it sold. But hey, if you want to play the game, it's selling for $3 to $4 on Amazon and eBay. If you haven't played it before and you have a group of friends that love SpongeBob and just want to get together and play a game, then I definitely recommend this game. $3 to $4 is a pretty good price for a good SpongeBob racing game. So the whole time I've been talking about the Wii version of the game. You know, the fun version. Then you got the one on DS. I'm not going to go into that much detail about that one. Let's just say it's not as good as the Wii version. It's a top-down perspective, it doesn't control well, the graphics are blech. The entirety of the game is basically the racing portions from Boating Bash on Wii. There's no just straight-up demolition derby stuff on there, and it's just kind of boring to play. I do own and grew up with both versions, and I can honestly say that the Wii version is much better. So, why don't people talk about this game? My only guess is that this game didn't sell as well as the other SpongeBob games. To most people, this game might just look like yet another SpongeBob cash-in. This might just be nostalgia fueling my love for this game, but it's a fun time if you're with some friends. Even many years later, I went back to it and played it a little, and it's still a lot of fun. I think most of the fun you'll get out of this game is just the hilarity of SpongeBob characters ramming into each other with boats and flying all over the place. And if we get a remake or even a successor to this game from THQ Nordic, hey, that'd be great. But have any of you played this game when you were little? Do you remember this game? Leave a comment down in the comment section below, because I'd like to know anyone else who played this game when they were little and had some fun times with it. Anyway, that is going to wrap it up for this video. Thank you all for watching. If you like what you saw, subscribe for some more. I'm going to have some more content on the way, so stay tuned. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.